Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle with the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the post, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh!
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it through to Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to our YouTube channel. Check us out there. It's on our YouTube channel. Excellent. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, guys. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Listen, I got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check the chat. The chat is jumping. I like it a lot. Cornelius Squalls, what up, what up, what up? Shawn and Sports Donors, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Shorty calling in from Atlanta, right? During in Atlanta? Shorty? Right around Atlanta, Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, good morning to y'all. Oh, to ya. The exclamation point made it look like to y'all. Top of the morning to you, FGB. You see it, baby. FGB. What? FGB. That's what it is. FGB. It's always, like DJ said, it's always F Green Bay. My man, Black Diamond. Top of the morning, gang. FGB. Like that thumbnail. Shawn, that's exactly what the Bears got to do, and I can never pick that team up north. I was trying to use reverse psychology. Bears, 27. That team up north, 24. Okay. Used to reverse psychologically and shit. I got you. Mr. Southside himself. What's up on a Mickey Ficky? TGIF. Friday. Bear down, baby. FGB. What? FGB. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. Yeah, Shorty says, yes, I'm in the ATL. Yeah. So we're coming down to you next year. Shorty, I know you're getting tickets for that one, aren't you? The Bears are playing in the ATL next year. If I make it down there, I will definitely hit you up, and I will bring some cigars. I will bring the exact cigar that you had, that I gave you. Oh, you have Falcon season tickets. Oh, muy. All right. Oh, you did tell me that. Yeah, you did tell us that. You said there. I think you told me that when you came up here. And you said they're so much cheaper than the Bears tickets. I was there last night, Shorty. You know what? I'm gonna post a picture from that last night. I was in the spot last night at Branding Iron, and just getting ready for the event on Saturday. Let's see this. Boop, boop. There you go. That works. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. $1,000 a year for my 2 tickets. 2 tickets for $1,000 a year. So $500 a year for each ticket? What in the blue hell is that? Wow, that's crazy, dude. So hopefully I make it down to the ATL next year. We'll get to party. Believe me, I remember the cigar, the Alec Bradley cigar, and that's actually the one that I ordered for my Secret Santa. I got 4 of them. I was happy as a pig in slop. Oh my! Hold on, I'm gonna get it. Sorry. It's the one, Mr. Shorty. Post embargo. It's the one. It's the Alec Bradley post embargo. It's the one. And I thought we were going to smoke yesterday because I was at Branding Iron and they had I was going to check out the pavilion. So if you remember the pavilion, sure, this is I can smell it from here. Peep this. Here's from last night, the pavilion last night. So you see the plywood at the bottom. That's all open air. So he enclosed it. All right, and they're going to be taped. You see the tables on the right by the poles with the lights. There'll be tables there. They have tables in the middle with that big open spaces. They're going to put a whole bunch of 6-foot tables, same way as the bar. So they're going to be parallel to the bar, or just going in the same direction as the bar, banquet style, so everyone can just look to the left or right and see the big screen. I took that from the stage. They're going to close the back. See the back right? They're going to close that off. He's got heaters. I don't know if you see to the left. To the right, there's a heating tower. To the left, there's a heating lamp. I think he's got 6 or 8 of those, and he's going to get some heaters that are going to blow heat on the ground, and it's going to go up as well. That's the calm before the storm. The calm before the storm. He said he got over 500 calls for table reservations. 500 calls for table reservations he got for this game tomorrow. It is going to be crazy. I'll be doing a pregame show. I might do a halftime show. We'll see. But a pregame show for sure. If you're in the area, I highly suggest you check it out. All right, Branding Iron Bar and Grill, 7036 South Harlem Avenue. It's in Bridgeview. Okay, Saturday, January 10th. I say get there around between 5 and 30. There's a game. There's a first game. Remember, there's a game 1 on. We have the second game of the day. Get there. We're going to be in the back and making. We'll have the game on in the back. We're just going to make sure it's going to be a little cooler. So just bring. I would say bring a little jacket. Like I said, he's going to have heaters, but put it this way: it's much better if you have a jacket or a sweater and not need it than need a jacket and not have it. Yeah, it's gonna be around. The party starts around 6. Kickoff is at 7. But I'm telling you, get there between 5 and 5:30 because it is going to be crowded. Crowded. I got a sponsor for it. My guys over at CrossFit Warehouse, Veronica Romero. I'm fired up about that. That's going to be pretty dope. Yeah. It's going to be pretty dope. It's going to be, where'd it go? I'm telling you, there's going to be one heck of a party, man. It's going to be one heck of a party. Woo, Charlie. Whoa. There you go. Pardon me. So make sure you make your way out there tomorrow. It is going to be lit. I'm telling you. It is going to be one heck of a time. I cannot wait. Where'd that go? Where'd that go? Oh, really? Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Be there. That's all I can tell you. Be there. Just be there. We're going to have one heck of. And when the Bears win tomorrow, stop it. Stop it. When the Bears win tomorrow, that's going to be. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave my car. I'm going to leave my car at Branding Iron. Take an Uber home, and then take an Uber back Sunday morning to pick up my car. It's going to get lit. It's going to be lit. Yeah, this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. So, what happened? There you go. I don't know what happened there. So, I'm telling you, tomorrow's going to be fun. I can't wait. And then I'll have a whole bunch of swag to give away to a couple raffles. And I'll have my I'll have some t-shirts there for sale. So we'll have the FGB t-shirt there for sale. All right, we're going to have the Good, Better, Best t-shirt there for sale. And we're going to have the Coaching Matters shirt and Cigar Fanatics as well. All right, there will be a cigar guy there. My guy George is going to be tomorrow. Yeah, he's going to be there, and he's got some cigars as well. It's going to be, I'm telling you, one heck of a time. Hope you guys can make it. That'd be great. I'd love to meet some of you if you can make it. Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. Shorty says, I wish I could join you, Shawn. Yeah, because we had a good time that day. Shorty, we had a good time, except for the Bears getting their ass blown out by the Lions. It was a good time. He says, yeah, but next year, get your ass down here for the Bears Falcons, my brother. You know what? I'll do that. I will. I'll make a point of it. I'll make a point of it. Because who else did they play? Here we go. Let me take this down. So I want to go to Miami to 305, the ATL, and I'm debating whether I want to go to the Queen City in Charlotte or to Seattle. I've been to Seattle. Never been to Charlotte either, but yeah. So that's really. Wow, this is cool. Shorty says I get free gifts from the Falcons. This time, one of that I chose was a tailgate party pass for the Bears game. Dude, that is dope. That is dope. And he said tailgating down here is wild, totally different than the Bears games. tailgating is all over the city, around the stadium, barbecues like a mofo. I would imagine. The Plankster is in the house. What's up, Plankster? Say good morning, Shawn, Bears fan, TGIF, Brother Cornelius. He's reading off. Brother Cornelius Squall, Shorty, Black Diamond, Michonne, Bear Down, Kings of the North. You're goddamn right, we're the Kings of the North. You goddamn right. Monica, my niece is in the house. Monica Lara's in the house. Goes, what up, Theo? How are you? I'm sure you're watching with Jeremiah. So Monica and Jeremiah, thank you too for tuning in. I appreciate it. Sure said this is the only reason I have Falcons tickets for built-in Bear games. Dude, that's dope. That is dope. Well, listen, we got a great show for you at 10 o'clock. My man Zack Pearson from BearReport.com is going to join us. We're going to talk all things Bears. All right, Zach's been up at Alice Hall all week. He's going to join us today, talk about the matchup, what he thinks. Talk about a couple of different storylines. Could this be the end of Matt LaFleur if the Bears win? Could Matt LaFleur be fired? What about the Gudenhurst, I want to say. The GM, is he gone too? Because they are both of their contracts expire next year. The new president of football operations says two things. One, he wasn't going to renegotiate during the season. Okay. And two, he doesn't like going into the season with lame duck contracts. So that means they got to get a deal done in the offseason, or if they go into the next season without a contract, I don't know if they'll do that. They may just fire him right then and there, fire both of them, and start clean. Like he said, the president doesn't like lame duck contracts. So he doesn't want to go into next year with LaFleur and Gudenhurst, their GM, with lame duck contracts. So there's a lot of storylines. We're going to talk about that and a whole bunch more with our guy Zack Pearson at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. But we're going to take a break, and on the other side of the break, we are going to get into our top of the morning topics, because we got to talk about that college football game last night. That was insane in the brain. Woo. Awesome. All right. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Do you know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Okay, is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe. But some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
You should totally talk to him. No, I don't know though. I'm scared. I mean, you're so
know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Here comes Trey Jones on the attack. Nice drive by Okoro.
Nice move. And that's very imperative he gets off to a good start. Get it going early.
Nice box out by Kevin Herter to take Paul Reed out of there.
They're going to do a lot of that tonight.
Yep. Jones lobs it for Buzelis.
Boozy Verts. That is an ugly shot, but don't sleep on Paul Reed. I was watching him warm up. Nice move and one.
For Buzelis.
But he's been taking that. He's been working on that three-point shot. Yeah, those new three-pointers are helping the Bulls.
And Ayo doing what he does, going downhill.
This is good competition.
Well, it's good to know Modest, and that's what we do know of him. He loves these matchups. Takes the three and hits, and looks right at Thompson afterwards. A few more panels missing from that table, that display. There are about 5 panels missing. Buzelis!
Throw it up there. Boozy Vert, go get it.
That was nice. I don't remember seeing that in the game. Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of CHSN. Those were the Bulls on Wednesday in Motown. Tough game. Frustrating. But let's get it cracking like it, baby. Let's go. Guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
First top of the morning topic. We just came out of break. Showing you that. Our Bullies, baby. Bulls, a rough one. The Bulls win into Motown. Stumble out of Motown. The Bulls fall to the Pistons 108-93. Ayo Dosunmu, 24 points. Nikola Vucevic, Mr. Walking double-double himself, 20 points, 15 rebounds. And Matas Buzelis, you saw the dunks. He points in the loss. Keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topic. The Bulls last night hosted the Miami Heat at the United Center. The game was postponed due to Mother Nature. It was due to condensation on the court. The weather, the warm weather, it was in the 50s last night. Okay, the ice underneath the United Center, underneath the court, was evaporating, coming up onto the court. It was condensation. The players didn't feel safe. The NBA agreed. So they postponed that game for a later date to be determined. And if you had a ticket for the game last night, it will be honored at that postponed, at that makeup. All right. Keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks. That's right. They played the St. Louis Blues, had 7. Count them, 7 goals. Man, they lit the lamp like crazy. That was Monday. Big time win by the Blackhawks. But keeping it moving, the Blackhawks host the Washington Capitals, and the NHL's all-time leading goals leader, Alex Ovechkin, and the Washington Capitals tonight at the United Center. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. Central, or you can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 7:20 a.m. Who did that? Who did ESPN 1000? Need to be fired. There we go. As I said, puck drops at 7 p.m., CHSN, or 7:20 a.m. The next top of the morning topic. Last night, game 1 of the college football semifinals, the college football playoff, was one for the ages. It was an instant classic. What a great, great game yesterday out in the desert, out in Arizona. Number 10 Miami Hurricanes defeated the number 6 Ole Miss Rebels 31-27. The go-ahead touchdown, the game-winning touchdown by Carson Beck for Miami, who scrambled in untouched for the game winner. Wow. Ole Miss had one heck of a run. Remember, Lane Kiffin was the head coach at Ole Miss. He left, I believe he's going to LSU. And he wanted to coach this team through the playoffs, but the athletic director says, hell no, he took the job. And so he was not on the sideline. He hasn't been on there for the whole for the college playoffs. I'm really liking that game was exciting yesterday. I personally would have liked I was hoping Ole Miss was going to win. I was hoping he'd win. Yeah. Pete Golding, the new head coach. So Pete Golding was the defensive coordinator for Ole Miss. Okay. And then when Lane Kiffin took the gig and left, he was elevated to defensive coordinator. And then they offered him the job, and he accepted. So he's the defensive coordinator / head coach. And watching his story, I was unfamiliar with him. Watching his story, he grew up. He's a football guy, football family. All right, went to Division II. Was on Nick Saban's staff for a few years, 6 years, I think they said. Okay, this guy is a football lifer. And he is blunt, to the point, and down to earth. And I think that is a recipe for success when it comes to coaching. I mean, obviously, you have to know your shit. Got to be X's and O's, but your ability to deal with and relate to people is a huge, huge factor in the success of coaches. And great players like to be told things with no chaser. All right, they want to be upfront and honest. Great players don't mind tough coaching, hard coaching. They don't mind it at all. As a matter of fact, they welcome it. Because if you're a great player, you are constantly improving, and you want to hear it straight. You don't want to hear any fluff. You don't want to hear any. No need to soften the blow. We're all men. It's the alpha sport. So we don't need to beat around the bush. Tell us straight, upfront, and direct. He's like that, and that's why you can tell his team is really taken to him since Lane Kiffin has gone. And I think he'll be very successful in the upcoming years as a head coach because of that characteristic. Now, Chambliss, his quarterback, is fighting for another year of eligibility. If he comes back, I think Ole Miss has a good chance to get back to the college playoffs. If Trinidad Chambliss is not granted an extra year of eligibility, he's going to have to go in a portal. Pete Golding, I'm saying, the head coach of Ole Miss, is going to have to go in a portal and get a good-ass quarterback. So, but staying with college football. That was game 1 last night. Tonight, game 2, semifinal, college football playoff semifinal. Game number 2 is down by you, Short A, in the ATL, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Indiana Hoosiers No, we're not talking basketball and Bobby Knight. Indiana Hoosiers take 5 Oregon Ducks. Kickoff is at 6:30 p.m. Central. Yeah, you watch that game on ESPN. And this is interesting because this was a matchup earlier in the season. Indiana went up to Eugene, Oregon to play the Ducks because they're both in the Big Ten. Indiana beat them soundly. It was 30-20, 20-10, 20-10, I think it was. It was a 10-point game. They beat them by 10 points in Eugene, which is a very, very difficult thing to do. So now you have the rematch on a neutral site. Do the Ducks get their revenge? Or does Indiana keep rolling? That is the million-dollar question. It's going to be a heck of a game. The culture that he has built at Indiana is second to none. He has flipped that culture around in 2 years. He was so good, they gave him a contract extension this season. In October, he signed an 8-year, $93 million extension. Indiana saw what they know what they got in him. They're like, nah, homie. You're not going anywhere. 8 years, $93 million. That's 11 plus a year. 11 plus. They want him there. They're going to keep him there. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. Man, we got a whole bunch of. Let's see. Plankster, Monica. King Booker World checking in. What's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in, bro. Hey, listen, hope you can try and make it on Saturday. Try and make it tomorrow, man. If you can, it'd be great to meet you for the first time. Shorty, that's crazy. Because, well, now I got to mute you again. Damn it, I'm training a new engineer from scratch, and it's a major pain in my ass. I hear you, bro. My man checking in. Rick Gonzalez with some words of wisdom. FGB. What? FGB. What? FGB. What? Rick gave me like 8. FGB. That's what I'm talking about. That's awesome. That is awesome. I tell you, tonight's game is going to be fun. College football playoffs. It's going to be. I hope Indiana is able to keep it moving, handle Oregon, and move on to the national championship game where they're going to face the Miami Hurricanes in Miami. That's crazy. Obviously, they have the locations for the national championship title game a year or two in advance. So it's not like they gave this to Miami. Miami won. They beat Ole Miss, and they're able to go back home. Miami's been on the road for the last few weeks. For the majority of the college football playoffs, I believe they're on the road every game. And now they get to go home, stay at home. I don't know if school's back in session, but most of these players don't live on campus. They probably have their own apartment. They're going to be able to bed. It's going to. Steven said they're not too far from the campus. Isn't very far. Well, they're in Miami, so it can't be that far. But there's nothing like sleeping in your bed, and getting good sleep, good rest for the national championship game. So I hope it ends up being Miami taking on Indiana. That'd be great. But we'll see. We've got to see how it plays out. Let's keep it moving. Next top of the morning topic, hot stove. We got some hot stove action. Some hot stove, the Cubs. The Cubs trade for Miami Marlins pitcher Edward Cabrera. This guy's an inning eater, and this guy is a strikeout getter. He's an out getter. They traded a couple of prospects, main one being Owen Casey. This guy, now the Cubs have a nice little rotation moving forward for the 2026 season. And this is a good move for the Cubs. It's a really, really good move for the Cubs. I think it's a good move. Good move for them. And the last top of the morning topic, man, we know what's up. We know what's up. This is it. The Bears. They host the Green Bay Packers tomorrow night at Soldier Field in the wild card round of the NFL playoffs. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Central. The game locally, you can catch it on Fox. It's also on Prime Video for all across the nation. Only game at the time. It's an island game. Again, you can catch that game on Fox 32 locally or on Prime Video anywhere in the country. Or you can listen to it on the Bears flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 AM. That is going to be lit. Black Diamond says that means Jameson Tyone gone. Maybe. I mean, you may want to hold on to some starting pitchers who you may want to have more than 5 starters. You may want to have 6 or 7 starters. You can spot some of them here and there, but you also want to have those guys available if someone gets hurt, because injuries are a part of the game. And this way you bring a guy in who's had starting experience. Bringing a guy who has started experience so you can kind of just keep it rolling, keep it seamless, keep the transition seamless. So I don't know about Tyone. I think they might keep Tyone. Tomorrow, I don't know how much more times in 3 weeks. Yeah, 35. I think this is 34, 35 days. The Bears will have played the Packers 3 times in 35 days. That's insane. The familiarity is there with this team. The hatred or the dislike is there between teams. The storylines are there for us fans and the media. Is going to be a heck of a game. Both games have been close. I anticipate tomorrow being similar. I honestly hope that the Bears can get it together and convincingly beat the Packers, say 10, 13 points, 2 touchdowns would be great, or the end of the game isn't in question. So that's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take everyone being focused. One of the things that, we talk about Ben Johnson and the coaching. A wise guy once said, coaching matters. But one of the things that Ben Johnson's doing that I think is great is he's getting on his players. I'm trying to find, thought I had it. But in a nutshell, Matt Eberflus, oh my goodness, Ben Johnson, definitely not Matt Eberflus. Ben Johnson told his players, he says, you better be prepared for the next 5 weeks of football. I'm paraphrasing, of course. So for the next 5 weeks of football, he says, if you're thinking or planning on anything else, if you're thinking about traveling, trips, vacations, if you're not focused on playing for the next 5 weeks, don't even bother coming in. Don't even bother coming in. That sets the tone right there. That sets the tone for the organization from top to bottom. If you're not focused on these next 5 weeks, don't even bother coming. Do us all a favor. Do not come in. They'll find a way without you. And I love that because it puts the focus on, it keeps the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is to win a Super Bowl. How do you win a Super Bowl? Let's break it down. You can't just jump and win the Super Bowl. You got to do it in pieces. Piece number one. Obstacle number one, you got to deal with the Green Bay Packers. You take it one step at a time. Green Bay Packers this Saturday. And once we whip them, who's next? Don't even matter. It's a borrowed phrase from Mojo. Mojo, the comedian, is hilarious. Who's next? Don't even matter. Caleb, another French tip on me. Mojo Brooks is awesome. But it doesn't. It's not going to matter. Because you're focused on the opponent. I don't even know, guys. I apologize. Dude, that was crazy. That was crazy. Wow, that was nuts. Oh, that was nuts. I don't even. But what I'm saying is, what I was saying is Ben has these guys focused. The main thing is the main thing. Win a Super Bowl. Let's break it up into pieces. How do we got to get there? We got to win week 1 in the playoffs. And that's the Green Bay Packers. Now, a lot of storylines. It's the one thing that we have to. Here's the issue. Remember when I talked about the other day of being methodical? I talked about let's not get so focused on the fact that it's Green Bay. Let's get focused on the fact that this is the first opponent on our drive. This is the first opponent on our championship drive. Remember, the African proverb, a cat that dreams of becoming a lion must lose its appetite for rats. So we can't worry about the Packers. We have to focus on the next team. It just happens to be the Packers. Just try not to make it personal. And it's a difficult thing to do with this rivalry because it's the oldest rivalry in sports. Definitely the NFL. So stop worrying about the Green Bay Packers. Worry about our opponent. Let's watch film. Let's break them down. Let's find their strengths. Let's find their weaknesses. And let's attack their weaknesses. We have plenty of film. You saw them twice in the last 35 days. So, when you set your goals on the Super Bowl, everything is just a step. This is the next step to getting to the Super Bowl. The next step. Doesn't matter who it is, they're just in your way. And that's the mentality that this team has to take. And I'm pretty sure Ben Johnson has echoed those same or very similar sentiments to his players. I got to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, I'm going to welcome my guy, Zack Pearson. All right? So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Every body in a work zone is someone's somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
Williams goes end zone. It is caught. Who else? Loveland. Touchdown. This time they'll fake it. Williams looking, throwing. It is held on to it. Caught. Cole Kmet. We're tied in Chicago.
Blocking Aiden Hutchins on his play. That is the responsibility. He whiffs, he falls down, Manungai picks it up, but because he knows that Caleb has this Houdini-like quality to drift and make throws, he finds his way into the end zone. He's surprised he caught that. Ben Johnson's surprised he's caught that.
Goff to throw. Pressure up the middle. Zips one deep into heavy traffic. Intercepted. Kevin Byer, the league leader, has another one. Looking for some blocks. Up across the 25.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives. That's why I created gervondextersr.com. As a born and raised Chicagoan, I know this city better than anyone. So my investigative stories are all original, and they'll go deeper to expose the truth by using information obtained from public information databases and in-depth interviews with the movers and shakers. My future stories will introduce you to people and businesses who are changing the world, not just Chicago. My missing person stories will spotlight those who you don't hear about in the mainstream media who are often overlooked. If you want to hear my personal views on things around the world, check out my blog site, which is based off of factual information and my life experiences. There's also past episodes of my weekly sports podcast show, What's Up Cuz, that I host with my real-life cousin, Lance Urban. So if you're looking for all this information and more, check out jcoydenreports.com and follow me on Twitter at jcoyden.
Every day we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips a little while ago, those were courtesy of Fox. That was the boys. Oh, in that tough game against the Detroit Lions. All right, that loss put us to 2-4 in the division. I think this is the first time in the 70s that's happened. Some craziness like that. That's ridiculous. I would have loved to have gotten that win. I think the team would have loved to have gotten that win as well. Kind of go into the playoffs with some momentum. But they didn't get it, so now you got to refocus. And here, Ben Johnson's going to have to do a good job of getting his guys refocused. And he started it when he told according to Colson Loveland, where he said, if your mind isn't focused on playing the next 5 weeks of football, do not come in. You talk about getting your mind right. That's what I'm talking about. Great job of getting your players focused on, hey, it doesn't matter what happened. Okay, regular season's over. We got 5 weeks left. And that's how you got to phrase it. So you expect to go. You expect to play 5 weeks. No, it's week to week. No. We got 5 weeks of football left. I love that attitude. I love the message he sent to his teammates. And it seems like they're buying. They're picking up what he's putting down. My guest today is a good friend of the program. Been rocking with us for a couple years now. I love it. He covers the Bears for Bear Report. BearReport.com. You can find him there. You can also find him on Twitter at Zack_Pearson. That's ZACK. Zack_Pearson. Guys, it's welcome back to ShawnSierraSports. Our guy, Zack Pearson. Zack, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. I appreciate your patience while I had to get mom's in her car.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Got to take care of that. So all good.
Yeah. Well, we got a big game tomorrow, buddy. I'm fired up about it. I think most of Bear Nation is fired up about it. It's the rubber match of the season between the arch rivals, the hated opponent, the Green Bay Packers. How are you looking at this game? All right. Jordan Love should probably be playing. Their right tackle should probably be back. Give me your thoughts on how you see this playing out tomorrow. Okay, on the lakefront at Soldier Field.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've played twice before. The stakes are higher now with the third matchup. It's win or go home, and both teams kind of coming in on losing streaks. I believe Green Bay has lost 4 in a row. Their last win was against the Bears at Lambeau Field, and the Bears obviously, dropped their last 2, but 2 close games that both came down to the final play. So. Yeah. High intensity, electric atmosphere. It's going to be fun at Soldier Field. And I think, for the Bears, they can't get off to a slow start. We saw them get off to 2 slow starts in their meetings against Green Bay already, where I believe they had 3 points in the first half of both games combined. So that's 4 quarters, 3 points. And honestly, they were lucky to be in both those games at the end because they were just had a slow start. So I think the Bears are going to try and erase that and start fast. And, I would hope they can get some points on the board early. But, my biggest thing is going to be Jordan Love and how Dennis Allen approaches this because, we saw the Lions for the first half just pick apart the Bears defense and pretty much get anything they wanted, with Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. So, and Jordan Love is a good quarterback and he will, make you pay. We saw him, make the Bears pay in the first matchup where, they got the coverages they wanted and it was single coverage and they took advantage of it. So I'll be curious to see what Dennis Allen has to come up with here.
Yeah, I'm anxious as well. They're not going to have C.J. Gardner-Johnson, which is, I guess it's a dual-edged sword. It's a good thing and a bad thing because he brings the bad thing is he brings a level of energy and an edge that he plays with. But the good thing is that he's a liability. Yeah. Right? They isolated him on Christian Watson on that crossing route, the short crosser. He just basically got inside. He was in trail. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was in trail position. And unless your name is Deion Sanders, you're probably not catching Christian Watson because that dude can move. And he took it across the field, up the sideline, and for a touchdown. So that's one. That's again, it's a dual-edged sword for this team. How do you want this Bears team to start off? You said you want them to start off fast.
Yeah.
Do you think that Ben Johnson is going to stick with the run game because we can run against this? That's never been an issue. Both games, we can run against these guys. First game, he just didn't want to run in the first half because we ended up with 130-something yards. Last game, we had over 150. So running the ball against this team is not a problem. Do you think Ben Johnson stops trying to be the smartest guy in the room and attacks them on the ground?
Yeah, I think he's going to have to. I mean, that's been the Bears' game plan for most of the season. Is they want to be a run-first team and open up the pass game, make things easier on Caleb Williams, and I think they're going to have to on Saturday. Rely on your running backs. If you can get down there, don't try to get too cute with the trick plays. Just run the ball, pound it in, and get on the scoreboard. So, use Swift, use Monangai. Get off to a good start with the run game, and mix in. Obviously, you can't just run the ball 8 straight plays or anything like that, or you're likely not going to. But mix in the pass as well and make things a little easier. Kind of hit them with the play action.
I hope he does that. And speaking of play action, one of our wide receivers is back. Roma Dunze is back. Your thoughts on him? He can't be amped. He can't be full go. I mean, the total number of reps. They're gonna have to put him on a pitch count, so to speak. Do you think that he's going to be a big factor in this game, or do you think he's just, for all intents and purposes, going to be maybe just a decoy, someone that they know that they have to cover because he can play, he can make plays? How do you think Rome's situation is going to play out tomorrow?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like a decoy, but because they're going to have to cover him. Because if they put one of their worst DBs on him, the Bears will try to attack it. But I'd be a little shocked if Rome was 100%. I don't think he could get there until a couple more weeks. It's just hard this time of year with these types of injuries. We've seen with Jalen Johnson. I mean, it's a little different. Rome has played in I think like 10 or 11 games, I want to say, this season where Jalen barely played before he returned. So it's tough to kind of get back into that football shape, especially in the cold right away. I think he'll be a factor. I don't think we're going to get an 8-catch, 115-yard game or by any means. But the Bears might not need that because they have DJ Moore, they have Luther Burden, and they have Colson Loveland, Cole Kmet. So they have weapons. I think right now what anything that Rome can get you is going to be a bonus, which is unfortunate because he's a really good player. He just got hurt at the wrong time, re-aggravated it at the wrong time. So he'll definitely be a little bit of a factor, whether that is, a couple catches here and there. But just being out on the field definitely changes things for this Bears offense. It gives them another, wide receiver weapon if they choose to go that way.
Guys, we're joined by Zack Pearson, Bears writer for BearReport.com. We're talking Bears football here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Tomorrow's Caleb Williams' first playoff game in the NFL. He's played in big games before. He said he won a state championship down in Gonzaga in high school. Didn't really play in any big games. If you want to talk rivalry, but no college football playoff or championship game, nothing like that. He did win a Heisman, but this is the biggest game he will have played in his football career. How do you see him coming out? Do you see, he's had some success. He's been caught on camera saying, I don't get nervous. Do you think there are going to be some jitters or some anxious moments tomorrow? Because there still is, regardless of what it is. It's the Packers. It's your first playoff game. It's at home. You had a season much better than most people had anticipated. That you personally and the team, as far as record goes, how do you see him? How do you see him handling all that situation, all those factors tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't think we'll see anything different. I think he's just normal, straight. All right, this is, he knows how important the game is, but he's not going to make it more important in his mind or anything like that. To them, it is a playoff game. The atmosphere is nice, but at the end of the day, it's football. It's 60 minutes. It's between the lines. There's going to be a winner. There's going to be a loser. So, I go back. He played against Utah in the Pac-12 title game. It was like the 2022 season, I think it was. And they actually got out. It was number 4 USC was to go to the playoff. They got out to a really good start. I think he had 2 touchdown passes, and they were up 17-3, and then he got hurt on a running play. And I think from there, he just couldn't do anything with it. I think he hurt his leg. So he was very limited. He still ended up throwing like over 300 yards, a couple touchdowns. So he's got the big game experience there. But other than that, like you're right, he doesn't have the college football playoff experience. But, I mean, we've seen quarterbacks in the past. You look at even Jordan Love. I believe his first playoff game was against the Cowboys, and he lit them up. Joe Burrow's first playoff game was a good one. Patrick Mahomes. So Jaden Daniels. So it comes for everyone. You got to show up. You got to play, and you got to show that special talent. This is why they drafted Caleb Williams. This is why the New England Patriots drafted Drake May. They're both making their first playoff starts this weekend. And these organizations trusted them. This is why these 2 guys have the special talent. And now you got to go out there and show it. You got to prove it. And I think for Caleb Williams, I don't want to say he doesn't get nervous. I think all of us get nervous. It's just the human nature of things. But I think he does a good job of not letting that overwhelm him and take over his mind. And I think honestly he goes in there and when it comes down to the whistle, he plays it like a normal football game.
Not only is it Caleb Williams' first playoff game, but it's also Ben Johnson's first playoff game as a head coach.
Yep.
Talk to me about how you think he handles it, because again, I know he's done a great job to this point, except for the snap over the head and the funky formation a couple weeks ago. But does he stick to who he is and what this identity is, or do you think he may stray away and try to be like a lot of other offensive coordinators they try to be the smartest guy in the room?
I think he'll learn from what happened last year with the Lions, and what happened the year before when they went into San Francisco and should have probably beat the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. I think last year against the Commanders, there was the one they were down and they tried the trick play with Jameson Williams and it was picked off and it was pretty much ball game from there. I know a lot of Lions fans are mad about that. I think he's going to learn from that. I think he learned from the Kyle Monangai over the head snap trick play that we saw against Green Bay. I think he'll stick true to himself. Now, he is what he is. We're probably going to get some funky formations and motions and a trick play or two. That's who he is, though. That's when I say he's going to stick to who he is. That's who he is. He's going to mix that in. He's not going to go away from himself. The worst thing he could do is try to be someone else on Saturday night. Stick to your game plan. If it includes, a funky play, so be it. But, you got to make sure that it's not at a crucial time. Because honestly, I had no problem with the play they were going to run. My issue was I didn't think it was right with Monangai, who was a little shorter. And I thought it was at the wrong time. I think that's a play you run when you're up, 7-0, 10-0, 10-3, something like that. Not when you just got a crucial stop and it's the first drive and you're trying to set the tone. That's the issue I had with it. But, he's got to stay true to himself. And I think he will.
I hope he does. And I agree with you. I wasn't too upset with the play itself, but just the time, and I just, you have to punch that in. You have to really take control of that game early.
Yeah. I would have rather gotten stuffed if they tried to.
Yeah.
I would have rather have gotten, I would have been like, okay, they tried to run it. It didn't work out, but lining someone up 8 yards and then snapping it over his head was just kind of a nightmare.
Because didn't we go down and we got stopped on 4th and goal on turnover on downs, and they went down and they got turned over. They turned it over on downs as well, and then we got it and took it down and we had a chance, and that was it. Like we both turned it over on downs. We go back down to get it in, and then you do this crazy thing. Sometimes simple is just better. And I hope he realizes that and really, if we have a chance to get on the board first, get on the board first. Nothing fancy. You know what's been working. This offensive line has been your bell cow, basically. Just hop on their back, go with Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift, and I think we'll be okay. Talk to me about this wide receiving core. Luther Burden has really emerged as a real freaking weapon.
Yeah.
Talk to me about and one of the things that I liked, and let me take that back. I wasn't happy that Rome got hurt. Okay. But one of the benefits of it was that he couldn't be force-fed the ball, which is what Caleb was doing a lot this year. Caleb was going to everybody now. And that's evident by four receivers with over 650 yards. Yep. That's insane. That's in the first year of an offense, dude. 4 receivers. And the only reason Rome, and I think, well, because of that, now he's finding the open receiver as opposed to doing the Jay Cutler, Brandon Marshall thing and forcing it to him. How do you see?
Oh, sorry. That's definitely a good point because you watch and, earlier in the season, there was a lot of Rome Odunze and he had a touchdown in 5 or 6 straight games.
Yep.
Trying to get him the ball, which, and Rome was probably their best wide receiver to start the season in terms of production. But now that, since he's been out, it's allowed guys like Luther Burden, Jade Walker, Devin Duvernay's made a couple plays. It's allowed them to spread the football around. And now you're seeing the tight ends get the football a lot more. You could argue Colson Loveland is their go-to receiver tight end right now. He's the guy.
I think that's an argument.
Yeah, he's the guy that Caleb Williams he's the guy Caleb Williams is looking for a lot. It helps now that you get Rome back, but I think Caleb's got to know and kind of keep in his mind, like, I could trust these other guys. I think building that trust while Rome was down was the biggest thing. And probably the 2 biggest beneficiaries was Colson Loveland and Luther Burden, 2 rookies. You saw them get the ball a lot with Rome down the past couple of games.
Yeah, and DJ Moore had a good game in there as well, which is the thing you heard. I've been preaching that whole thing all year long. He's paid like a number 1 receiver. Target him like a number 1 receiver.
Yeah,
I digress. Yeah, get him the football. But I digress. How upset were you, or were you upset that Caleb did not get 4,000 yards? Is that a big issue for you? Is that whatever?
I think yes and no. And I think yes because we just talk about it so much in the city, and rightfully so. Like, we should talk about it because we've rarely seen quarterback play this good, in terms of a full season. And I was talking to my dad about this actually the other day. I'm like, going back to some of those throws, like, how many times have you seen a Bears quarterback make throws like that to DJ Moore, open in the end zone, or like the one to Colson Loveland against San Francisco where, he kind of has the Aaron Rodgers-esque, like, keep the play alive, know it's a free play, direct the guys. I would say, you saw that with Jay Cutler, but it was inconsistent. He would then make a really bad throw the next throw. But, like, other than that, there hasn't been much of this arm talent. So, yeah, it's unfortunate he didn't get the 4,000. There's a couple of drops here and there during the season that probably would have got him the 4,000.
Yeah.
But to them, I think to Ben, to Caleb, I think they know it's coming. I think he'll get it within the next year or 2. It's just for us, it sucks because then you have that stupid graphic that pops up on social media and during games. So,
Fox.
That's the part. Yep, that's the part that I think, I wish he would have got it. So he'll get it. I would bet money that he'd get it eventually.
Yeah, I really thought he'd get it this. I thought he was going to get it on last game. But, yeah, he's going to get it. I'm not worried about that. To me, I'm not really worried about a 4,000-yard passer, all right, because if you win a Super Bowl, like if you give me a Jalen, if he had 3,800 yards and we get to the Super Bowl, I'll take that over anything. You know what I mean? Because that's ultimately that's the ultimate goal. But I understand why people talk about it. I understand it. So I think he'll get it. And I think once we get next year when we're not learning a new offense, where he's not trying to develop chemistry with Luther Burden, and Colston Loveland and DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. All these guys, everybody's on the same page. We've all been in his offense for a year. We're all comfortable with it. I think it's going to be so much easier for him to eclipse that. And truth be told, Zach, I would not be surprised if he becomes a 5,000-yard passer.
Yeah.
When this offense becomes second nature to him, maybe next year, probably year 3, and you start running the ball and we're destroying people, and he's just starting to hit Luther Burden behind the second level, and that big gap between the linebackers and the DBs. Man, trying to catch Luther Burden is not an easy thing, and I think he's going to have a lot more big plays in him while still having a good run game. That's what's scary about this offense.
Yeah, and honestly, he probably gets close or gets it on that first down slant that I think Burden kind of bobbled in the air on the last
drive.
Yeah, because I mean, Burden would have to make a nice move, but there was a lot of open field if he beats the safety. But it is what it is. I mean, yeah, he'll get to 4,000 with including the playoff game. I'm pretty sure he should get that, but it doesn't count because it's regular season in terms of that stat. But yeah, I mean, you'll see him. He'll get it eventually, especially when this offense continues to get better and progresses. And next year they're gonna have the same weapons. I don't think they're gonna trade DJ Moore. I think it's too hard with the cap and making that all work. Now, if you can go get someone like Max Crosby or something like that, I think you could make it work that way. But I think they're going to go into next year with the same weapons they have, which, consistency on the line and the receivers. That's a good thing.
I do too. And speaking of that whole Max Crosby thing, I thought about it and I'm like, okay, it makes sense with you trade DJ Moore, because DJ Moore is my favorite Bear.
Yeah,
he's my favorite Bear. Love that guy. I worked his camp when he first got here. Just got to speak with him. Just a great dude. All right, met his family. Coached his little daughter and while we're doing drills, so it was cool. And I think, and plus he's a dog. He's a phenomenal player. But if you're a team and if you're the Raiders and you're trading Max Crosby, do you want DJ Moore or do you want Rome Odunze on a rookie deal?
Yeah, you're asking for Rome Odunze. The Bears are saying no. There's zero chance the Bears are doing that.
But that's what I mean. Like everyone's like, well, just trade. And even I was like, yeah, let's trade DJ Moore. Then I thought about it. I'm like, hell, I'm not gonna get the old guy. Give me a younger receiver, a younger first round receiver that I can work with my number 1 overall quarterback pick that I'm gonna have this year.
Yeah.
So it sucks, and I really would hate to see DJ go, but I agree with you 100%. It's so difficult to move it with his salary, and he's getting up there. I mean, I think he's got another 3 really good years left, and then another year or 2 just to kind of but he's getting paid like a number 1 receiver, and not a lot of people are going to want that, especially at his age and that contract. So that's going to be.
Yeah, you're looking at. I'm looking at right now, $28.5 million cap hit next year. It's dead cap of $35 million for the Bears after 2026. Then they got an out after 2028, but 2027 they got $8 million dead cap, which is more doable, but it's the same cap hit. So and the Bears will probably have to eat a lot of that salary if they traded him to Las Vegas, and I just don't think it makes sense to move on from him in terms of the money. I think it's going to make more sense. I think they'll restructure his deal this offseason and free up a little more cap. I think they'll try to restructure a couple other deals. In Las Vegas, they have their own issues. I think personally, if I were the Raiders, I'd probably try to take Chambliss or Dante Moore and trade back. I think Indiana's good. I'm not sold on Mendoza as a legit number 1 prospect.
Mm-hmm.
I would trade Crosby. I would try to trade the number 1 pick and just stack as many picks as you can. I think they're just in such a crappy situation. Let the Jets go deal with, one of the other quarterbacks out there.
And that makes sense. And I subscribe to that theory as well. If you're not, what good is having 1 star?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What good is having 1 star who can be kind of neutralized? All right, you could put a running back, you could chip him, and then double team him. You know what I mean? So, and take him out of the game. But you got a quarterback, as we're finding out, quarterback can smooth all rough edges, with their play. So I think the Raiders would be smart to trade him, get as many picks as you can, and now you build your team up because now you're getting first and second round talent.
Yeah,
and let's keep it a buck. I know you got these diamonds in the rough, but man, you want offensive lines with first and second round grades for the most part. You know what I mean? You have your Larry Allens and Lane Newtons every so often, but you need those first and second round guys. Speaking of offensive line in this run game, talk to me about how you felt they played this year. Calvin Ungai didn't really had his breakout game in Cincinnati where he went ham, 170 plus yards. And then for some reason, DeAndre Swift came back the next week. It's like, my knee's better. And DeAndre Swift being a little more punishing on his runs. He wasn't such a finesse guy. Talk to me about the dynamic duo we have in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, it exactly what you said, dynamic duo. And I think, DeAndre Swift's having a career year, already eclipses rushing yard total. And then you mix in a guy that you can, spell with him with Monangai, and I think it helps. And it lets Ben Johnson do what he wants to do. And you're not going to see, Swift be on for the first 4 or 5 drives. They're going to mix in Monangai as they've been doing. And they're going to give him, close to an equal split. Obviously Swift is the lead back, but in this days in NFL, you need 2 backs. I mean, we're kind of learning that now. You really need 2 running backs that can complement each other. And I think the Bears have that. I think it's a bright future for both guys. I think they'll both be back around next year as well.
Oh, really? Okay, because there's a lot of speculation about DeAndre Swift being gone because of Monangai. Yeah. I like having them both back for what we talked about earlier. DeAndre Swift doesn't have to learn a new offense next year. Yeah. Right? Calvin Ungai doesn't have to learn a new offense next year. They'll be a lot more comfortable in this offense, and the production that they had. I mean, Calvin Ungai is damn near close to 800 yards, like 1,800 yards between 2 running backs. Wow, man, that's phenomenal. And let's not forget, Calvin Ungai wasn't playing the first 4, 5, 6 weeks of the season.
Yeah,
he wasn't playing. So imagine had he been playing, he's getting close to 1,000 yards. And we haven't seen that since Ernest Biner and Kevin Mack, I believe, with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, it's crazy. And, you look in Monangai, I mean, but that was the plan for them, too. Because they had plans for him. They had plans for Luther Burden, Colson Loveland, and it was all on track. They had plans for Ozzie Trapillo. So, you guys got to trust in Ben and the coaching staff. And I think they've given us enough evidence to trust in them so far this year.
They really have. And, guys, we're on with Zack Pearson. He's a Bears writer for BearReport.com. We're talking Bears football here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Now we got to get to the side of the ball that's the most problematic.
Yeah.
Where in God's name do we get a pass rush? Because it ain't coming from number 98, this Mr. $98 million man. It ain't coming from him. So where the hell do we get this pass rush? Because we just cannot, regardless of how Jordan Love played, and regardless, we know Jordan Love likes to throw it to the other team, we got to get some pressure on him. How the hell do we get pressure on this guy so he throws us the ball?
It's got to be Montez Sweat. It has to be Montez Sweat and Austin Booker. You can't. You're blitzing Jordan Love it's a recipe for a disaster, and we saw that in the first game. When Jordan Love makes those audibles, if you watch that game, he was making the audibles to get his guys in the matchups he wanted, and it was a nightmare because Dennis Allen had to bring the extra pressure because the Bears just weren't getting to the quarterback. So, it has to start with Montez Sweat. It has to start with Austin Booker, Grady Jarrett, Gervon Dexter. It's going to be really, really, really tough, but they have to get pressure with the front 4. If they don't, they're going to be in trouble. And it can't be, just a pressure here and there. It's got to be constant. That pocket's got to be moving and collapsed a lot. And that's what doesn't give me a lot of confidence in that because we haven't really seen it all year and we didn't see it the last game. So, they're going to, or against San Francisco either, but this is the perfect time for Montez Sweat to have a 2-3 sack game and also Booker to rack up some pressures.
Our old Uncle Hawk Harrelson from the White Sox, he's referring to home run hitters. He would always say, "Don't tell me how many hit. Tell me when you hit them."
Yeah.
Right. And Montez Sweat, everyone talks about he got double-digit sacks. I'm like, well, who gives a shit if he gets them in the first quarter on the first drive? I don't need sacks. Micah Parsons, I think 8.5 or 9 of his 10 of 12 sacks were in the third and fourth quarter. That's when we need your sacks, not the first drive. I will take it. It's nice, but don't throw that in my face and say, "Oh, he got 10 sacks." It didn't mean shit.
Yeah,
I needed third down, like in the what was the game? The last play of the game where we went to overtime, and he sacked the quarterback. Like, that's when I need your sacks.
Yeah,
that's when I need your sacks. Damn it! All right, was it the Green Bay game?
Yeah, yep. I'm Malik Willis.
Yes, that's when we need your sacks. Okay, don't give it to me in the first half. Yeah, he's got to step up. Now he plays predominantly on the defense's left side, offense's right, and they're getting their Green Bay's getting their starting right tackle back. How do you think that affects Montez Sweat?
Yeah, well, Green Bay's getting healthy at the perfect time, which is unfortunate. So yeah, with Zach Tom, it's going to be a challenge for Montez Sweat, but this is why you pay
$98 million.
This is exactly why you pay him. Like I said, this is the time. He's got to step up and he's got to make some plays, and it's got to be consistent. It's got to be at crucial times. Otherwise, you can't let Jordan Love sit back there and pick you apart, and he can do that. If he doesn't, if you don't get pressure, and I'll be curious to see what Dennis Allen does to. Maybe there's a couple of exotic blitzes or different looks, but I got to see what he's going to do in this game to get that pressure.
Do you think they're going to pull one of our numbers and like the Detroit did and try and run the ball? I mean, although Josh Jacobs, we're still not sure how healthy he is. Although most of those guys got a break last week with them resting most of their starters. How potent or effective do you think Josh Jacobs is going to be? Because if he's effective, man, that just bad news for us in the secondary.
Yeah, I think he's going to be as close to healthy as he can be at this point. He got that break. He's got a couple weeks off actually, in terms of playing. They went with Emmanuel Wilson, so yeah, I mean he changes things. When they have a run game, it takes the pressure off Jordan Love, and then you're opening up the pass game. So yeah, the Bears are going to have to be pretty conscious of that too, and try to slow down Jacobs, which is easier said than done.
Let's get to the last level, man. This is where all the question marks are coming in. Jalen Johnson hasn't looked himself, so he's out there playing, but it's evident he's not 100%. They're finding him. That's like when you're playing on a playground. Like who's Johnny got?
Yeah.
Go deep.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson's out, but Kyler Gordon is scheduled to return. So how healthy will he be? Because he hasn't played in God knows how long. How do you see our secondary? Because if we don't get pressure on Jordan Love, and you get Christian Watson in man coverage with Kyler Gordon, is he going to be able to stay with him?
Good question. I'm not holding my breath with that. Like I said, we've seen it with Jalen. It's tough to recover when you haven't played a lot of football. And Kyler Gordon missed a big chunk of training camp too with that injury, and he missed the preseason. He's only played in a couple games, and when it's cold out, it's those injuries. It's not easy getting back into football shape. So having Gordon out there is definitely better than their alternative. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is a good player, fine player, but he was getting picked on a lot in man coverage and getting beat a lot. I think he's actually better as kind of like a hybrid safety type guy on like dime. But we saw the Bears, they did roll out some dime the first time they played the Packers, and it really didn't work out so well. So yeah, between Gordon and Johnson, I'm a little concerned. But it's going to go back. They're going to have to get that pressure. And this defense, it comes down. If the defense takes advantage of the takeaways, they'll have a good chance to win this game. But it feels like this defense is takeaway or bust. And now you're in the playoffs. There's a lot. Every team is good. And the football gets better. There's not a lot of takeaway opportunities. So you have to capitalize on those. And if you look at the metrics on this defense, outside takeaways are bad all around in the secondary and the run defense. So they're going to have to dig in their bag and find something special. And hopefully Kyler Gordon can contribute and be that guy. But I think they're going to go a lot of zone defense in this game. I would be shocked if they ran a lot of man.
I would be too. I don't think they want to expose themselves to that. What they exposed themselves to a couple weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, when you saw Christian Watson having people chase him, and nobody being able to catch him. That's you can't do that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm fired up about it, man. It's going to be crazy. 3 weeks in a row, or 2 times in 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. We play Saturday night.
Yep.
Dude, that's pretty awesome. Saturday night for a game. It's going to be lit. Hey, listen, I appreciate your time, but before we let you go, 2 things. One, let me have a prediction. What do you think the score will be tomorrow? Who takes it?
Yeah, it's going to be a close game. I've gone back and forth. I think the Bears are going to win, but I think it's going to be really, really close. I think it's going to be 24-23. I could very easily see the backers winning like this. I think it's right. It's just going to be a pick-em type, coin flip type game. I'm going to go with Ben Johnson. I trust Ben Johnson, and I think the Bears get the win. I think Soldier Field will be a good home field advantage for the Bears, a little bit of a difference maker.
Yeah, because to this point, no 7 seed has won a playoff game. That would really suck if.
Well, no, Green Bay. I think Green Bay won it when they were against Dallas. I think they're the only one.
Really, I thought.
I think there was one. I think it had to be, Green Bay, Dallas, maybe. Unless I'm wrong, maybe there are 6. They lost last year. Green Bay lost last year as a 7 seed.
Yeah, well, they've been a 7 seed the last 3 years. Just the last 3 years,
the Bears were the first 7 seed in the NFC. They lost to New Orleans. But I think Green Bay's won 1. I might be wrong, but I think that's the only one. I think it's like they're like 1 in, what would it be, like 10, 11?
Something like that. That's crazy. Okay. Well, listen, I asked you for one. I'll give you mine. I think it's going to be a close game, but I don't think it's going to be. For some reason, I see us running the clock out at the end of the game.
Okay.
All right. So we got it. I got 27-20 Bears. I just see that 4-minute offense going to work, forcing Green Bay to use timeouts, get a first down, couple victory formations. I think the mentality of Ben is really rubbed off on these players. You hear him mimicking everything he says, everything the players say is exactly what Ben says. And that means everybody's on the same page. And I couldn't be happier about that. Because now you understand everybody, we're all rolling the same way. We're all rolling the same way. And it hasn't been like that up at Hallis Hall for a long time. You've been covering the Bears for a minute, and you've seen a much different atmosphere up there than you have this year. And it's really pleasant to see, that now we are legitimate football organization. We are legitimate. We're not the joke. We're not the butt of jokes throughout the NFL anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Call timeout. Don't call timeout. Double doink. All that shit that's happened in the last 6, 8, 10 years. People aren't laughing at us anymore, and it's really damn good to be in this position. And I just can't wait. I hope it goes as far as we can. Let me ask you one quick question. I know our defense sucks when we don't take the ball away, but we do take the ball away. Hell, we took the ball away against San Francisco. Remember? Yeah. Right when they were down to score, we had a chance and we just couldn't. That offense, all we needed to get a couple yards and kick a field goal and walk out of Frisco with a dub. Can you see the Bears getting to the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, I could see it. Just because they'll have the 2 home games. If they win this week, they'll play again at Soldier Field. But I don't see a Super Bowl this year. I don't think they'll win the NFC Championship game. I think they're on the right track, though. Like, I think, if they go to the NFC Championship game, it's likely going to be, let's say, Seattle. Or, if they host it, that'd be huge. But
how does that change your perspective if they host it?
I still don't think they're Super Bowl ready yet. But, the playoffs are a different animal. It's one game at a time. Each matchup is obviously different. I'm not ready to say a Super Bowl or anything just yet. I think they're still a year or 2 away from that being legit contenders. But I think they could kind of make like a little surprise run, maybe like the Commanders did last year. It's depending on the matchups. But first things first, they got to beat Green Bay. If they lose to Green Bay, and I mean, it's not a failure of a season, but very disappointing end to the season.
I think that's the best way to put it. Disappointing end, because I've heard people talking about it was a failure. Like, no, dude, we won 5 games last year. We more than doubled our win total. All right, we got our quarterback getting closer to where this head coach wants him to be, closer to being a franchise quarterback many fans expected him to be. So all in all, it's not a failure. Many of us said, hey, this is just a gimme year, a redshirt year for all intents and purposes. Develop this guy, get him better, and while we're developing this guy, we're winning games. A whole hell of a lot. Oh, and by the way, capturing the NFC North title as well. So yeah, it's not a failure of a season, but it would suck, because now you got to hear all your stupid ass Green Bay cousin kissing, cow tipping Mother Hubbard friends talking ish like, yeah, we beat you again. But I think there's a lot of good stuff in further. I used the word Super Bowl for the first time. I'm like, man, they can get there. I said a lot of things have to go right. It's not getting crazy. They're not the presumptive favorites, but a lot of things have to go right. And in the NFL playoffs, a lot of crazy shit happens. And it wouldn't surprise me if they, what if Matthew Stafford gets concussed? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Austin Booker, I guess you'll have a lifetime. I got a guy who works at the steakhouse. What's the steakhouse downtown that everybody goes to?
Chicago Cut.
No, that's my favorite one. But the other one, the old school one that everybody goes to, not Morton's, Gibson's. I got a guy who works at Gibson's, dude. Got a steak dinner for you. You take out Matthew Stafford, dog. Because in the playoffs, like you said, crazy shit happens. One bad play. What if he gets rolled up by one of his linemen? What if, you know what I mean? There's so many different things that can happen. And if you get to the NFC title game, you're literally one play away from altering the course of your future as well as the future of your opponent. So I see they could get there. I don't see them getting there, but I put this. I don't think they'll get there, but I can see them getting there if a whole bunch of things happen. Hey, 2016, the Cubs had everything rolled in their favor as well too. So crazy shit. I don't know. Zach, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor though, before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, you can follow me at Zack, ZACK_Pearson on Twitter, and then just bearreport.com and Bear Report on Twitter is the easiest ways.
Dude, great stuff, buddy. And I hope you and the family had a happy holidays and all that good stuff, right?
Yeah, thank you. You
all right,
too.
buddy, we'll talk soon. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Guys, that's Zack Pearson from bearreport.com talking with us. I'm excited, man. I'm really excited because this could be a turning point. This is one of those epochal moments. Sorry to give you a little use of big SAT words. Epochal is a shift. It's a big change, a big shift in time. Epochal, EPOCHAL, I believe. Epochal moment where this could change the landscape of the NFC North. All right, the new president of football operation for Green Bay, and I mentioned this the other day, the president of football operation for Green Bay has gone on saying he doesn't like lame duck contracts, nor was he going to what was he going to sign during the season, Matt LaFleur or their GM, Gudenhurst, I want to say, Gutekunst. Let me get this man's name right. Gutekunst. Brian Gutekunst. He's a GM. So if Green Bay loses, they could be out of work, especially if it's a resounding loss to the Bears. Okay. there's a lot. This is the storyline I was talking about. There's a lot in play here. Because if you're able to handle Green Bay and handle them convincingly, out goes LaFleur and out goes Brian Gutekunst. Now it's going to take them a while. They need a new GM, a new head coach. I don't think they'll be down for long. They might not even be down. But I'm betting on they would take a year or two to adjust to the new coach and all this other stuff. Unlike us, it just took a year. Not even a year. But that could drastically change the storylines of the NFC North. And I know Bears players aren't going in there thinking, oh, we can change, we'll get Matt LaFleur fired, blah, blah. They don't go in there thinking that. I'm just saying from an overall picture, from an organizational standpoint, and from a front office standpoint, yeah, there's got to be pressure on Ben Johnson. Like, hey, listen, I know it's your first year. All right, you're doing a lot more than people thought, but here's what's on the table. If you beat them soundly, their head coach and GM could be relieved of their duties. And now you will be much closer to never giving back the North. Much closer. So there's a lot riding. A lot riding on this game. And, the one thing that I said, and I know my guy Rick gets upset about it, and I've kind of backed off, about 2026. 2026 isn't guaranteed. It's not. Look at the Commanders. Commanders got to the NFC Championship game last year, and where are they now? They're in the playoffs. 2 coordinators, offensive and defensive coordinators are gone in 1 year. All right. And I'm not saying that can happen here because Ben's not going anywhere. And I'm not sure if Dennis Allen is going anywhere. Okay. But the injury bug could hit us next year. To other key players. I mean, it hit us this year big time with Kyler Gordon, with Jalen Johnson, with TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds. I mean, we were up there leading. We were in the top 5 of games missed due to injury in the NFL this year, and that hurts. But I'm saying, what if something happens to Caleb next year? All right? I'm not wishing it, but it's a possibility. We saw what happened with Tom Brady one year. Remember when he tore his ACL week 1? Unfortunately, it was week 1. Matt Castle, I think, was the backup, and everyone basically just threw in the season. They understood, like, all right, we'll play it for next year because. Well, I say that to say that this is, you really gotta go for it this year. Every year, every single year is a different entity. Which is why when people say, oh, their strength of schedule is blah, 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 blah. No, I don't give a shit. I don't care what their strength of schedule is. Because you have so many teams who are going to be so much better than they were the year before. And you have other teams who regress and are so much worse than the year before. So you have both of those things. So that's why don't get me excited or don't try and upset us by saying, oh, your strength of schedule is blah, 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 blah. Because every year is different. Now, we anticipated the offense becoming more seamless and more effective, more potent. We anticipate it next year because no one's learning a new offense except for the new draft picks and free agents. But the core of this offense and defense will have been in this system and will be very comfortable in running this system again. But you just can't say, well, next year's
set the schedule this or next. Wait till next year. We can't say that. We want to, and I've been guilty of it. But you can't. When the iron is hot, you must strike. And I said it. I told you before. Ask Dan Marino about getting back to the Super Bowl. Oh, you'll get there. He's young. His first year, rookie year, his second year. Oh man, he got here so young. He should be here a lot of times. Guess what? How many more times did he get to the Super Bowl? 0. So it's a situation where you have to go all in. And every year you must go all in. I understand you build for sustained success. That's why you got your draft picks. That's why you got your depth. That's where all those guys. But every year you have to go all in. You can't say, well, we'll wait for next year. Now, had the Bears not had the season that they had, I would say, yeah, well, this is wait till next year. But since the season unfolded the way it did with so many victories and us winning the North, why not us? Why can't the Bears win? Why can't the Bears continue to get takeaways? And, Zach said it gets more difficult in the playoffs because better football, better quarterbacks. We played really good quarterbacks this year that gave us the ball. We played really good quarterbacks that gave us the ball. Why can't it continue for 3 more games? Get us to the Super Bowl. Why can't we have a 5-game stretch of taking the ball away? We had it already. The complainster, yeah. The plankster says looking like Burrow, ending up like Marino. Yeah. Joe Burrow's another one. They have a whole bunch of problems over there in Cincinnati. Man, you got no defense because you gave all the money to Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. You gave all the money to those 3 guys. So why not? Why not go after these guys? And it's not going to be the best. If they win it, it's not going to be the best Bears team in the history of football. No, but you don't have to be. You got to get hot at the right time. Like in the NCAA tournament, you hit the tournament on a streak, bam, you have a good shot. The Bears didn't finish the season very strong. Remember, Ben Johnson said they're going to be playing their best ball in December. Well, unfortunately, the last 2 weeks, they weren't able to come out with dubs. They played good ball. They played good teams. Call Detroit what you want. They're still a good team. But they have to start off fast, like Zach said. They got to start running the ball like I've said and Black Diamond has said. Run the God-blessed ball. Dance with who brung you. And who brung you is the offensive line, the one you spent a lot of money on rebuilding this offseason. Use them. Use them. Use them. Make things nice and easy for our quarterback, our running backs, 3, 4, 5 yards a pop. 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, 2nd and 6. Much more manageable than 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 12 or 2nd and 15. Much more manageable. Oh, Marshall, you didn't remember my prediction? Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. $27-20 Bears. All right? 27-20 Bears. Hey, listen. If you can make it tomorrow, I'm telling you, come on by. It is going to be fun. All right? Sports Zone Chicago's Bears viewing party at Branding Iron. 7036 South Harlem. It is in Bridgeview. Sports Zone Chicago is doing a pregame show and have some raffles. All right, I'm going to have some Sports Zone Chicago gear. I'll be selling at the event as well. Come on out. It's going to be legit. We're going to be in the pavilion. It's outdoors, as I told you or showed you. Okay, you see here all the way in the back right and up front, it's a little light. That's where the two entrances will be. They're going to kind of wall or section them off with a tarp. And you see the heat lamps. We're going to have some heat lamps in there. But again, bring a sweatshirt, bring a little jacket. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Okay? It's going to be one heck of a time tomorrow. After the Bears win, we are going to celebrate big time. Okay? So, enjoy today's beautiful weather. It's going to be colder tomorrow. Meet up, let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow's promised to no one. Meet up with your people. Tomorrow's a great day to do so. All right, go to a sports bar. I'd say call that place and reserve a table, because they're going to be at a premium. So, 12:15, Lakina and Sydney for Second City Sports are going to join you for another 2 hours of Chicago sports talk. All right, but my time is done here. I got to go pick up the warden from CrossFit. All right, so from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal, phenomenal day. Enjoy this lovely weather, because it's going to drop 20 degrees tomorrow. All right, your boy, the SuperBack. I am out.